So, yes. Okay.
I think we had also left 372, if I remember correctly.
No, we did that.
Oh, yes, right. Okay.
We did that.
Yeah. So we were going to do. We had kr, and then there were the other two. Okay.
Yeah. So, Sutra 373. द्विर्वचन निमित्त सर्वेश्वरे परमात्रे सति यह सर्वेश्वरस्य आदेशः सस्थानिवद् द्विर्वचने एव कर्तव्ये. So, when a sarveshvara which causes reduplication follows. So, okay, first of all, let's restudy. So we had that sutra, dhatur durvachanam adhokshara sannang yangshu. So if we have a dhatu plus any adhokshara pratyaya following, san pratyaya, ang pratyaya, or yang pratyaya. So when we have such either of these paranimittas, then there is reduplication, right? So that was the sutra we studied, dhatur durvachanam adhokshara sannang yangshu. Now in this, out of all these, when we have either of these paranimittas beginning with a sarveshvara, let's say nal, atus, us, ityadi from adhokshara pratyas. So they are adhokshara pratyas which cause reduplication, and they simultaneously they are also beginning with sarveshvara. So when a sarveshvara which causes reduplication follows, so it is meant by what I'm explaining. So either of these pratyas which begin with a sarveshvara. It can also mean if we have, like, let's say nal, atus, us, thal 2.1. So if we have thal preceded by it, so that is also considered, and because it ultimately becomes a part of thal by tidagama parasamandhi. So this itha, now this thal pratyaya is also considered a pratyaya beginning with sarveshvara which is causing reduplication, and likewise. So this sutra explaining is when a sarveshvara which causes reduplication follows, the replacement of a sarveshvara is treated like the original, but this is only the case when reduplication is being done. I'll explain it to you. Till now, what we have been doing is, for example, when we did bhu dhatu adhokshara, so it was like this. Bhu yukta nal. So what did we do first? We had done the reduplication first, right? So we did the reduplication first, and then we applied antasya vrishnendra nrisinghe, and it became bhav. No, actually we didn't apply this. We applied bhuva bhutesha dhokshre sarveshware.
Plus bhu.
Yeah, that was different in this case. Let's take some another dhatu. Let's take chitti dhatu. We did chit dhatu, yukta nal. So in this case, first we are doing the reduplication, and then we applied laghu davasya govinda, and then we got chicheta, right? But the actual sequence is mentioned now. What we actually do is that
there was an autocorrect.
Oh yeah, every time it happens. So what actually happens is when, for example, again we'll do it. Chit, yukt, null. So now anytime we have any pratyaya beginning with the Sarveshwara, which is causing reduplication, like in this case, then first we will do the karya of the Sarveshwara, whatever karya is happening, either it is Govinda, Vrishnindra, or whatever. Or yeah. So first we have to do that karya on the Sarveshwara. So here, first of all, we will do the Govinda karya by Laghudavasya Govinda. So we get Chet, Yukt, Null. And now we will do the reduplication. And now someone may say, okay, if we do the reduplication, it will be like this, right? No. The reduplication will be Chi, Sthanivat. According to this sutra, the replacement of the Sarveshwara is treated like the original. So now, because this was originally E Rama, Vamana E, and then it converted into Govinda. So when we will do the reduplication, that Sarveshwara we will put is the Sthanivat, the original Sarveshwara. So thus we get Chi here. And then ultimately Chicheta. So this is, someone could say actually that this sutra could have been introduced earlier when we started doing this prakarana. But yeah, so it would have been more easy because till now we have been doing this way. And now we are supposed to be doing this way. So that we have to ask Jiva Goswami. Yeah, so this is the way actually we have to do. So if we have
at least now, what was the need of this sutra in this text where we are doing Idi?
Yeah, let's read the commentaries on it and it will be more clearer. In this situation, a deletion is also considered like a replacement. Therefore, Govinda, Vrishnindra, the replacements here and so on made by Sutra 583. Okay, let's read the vrittis. We'll come and do these forms. Yeah, Sankshodhini. The Sarveshwaras which cause reduplication are the pratyayas mentioned in Sutra 322 that begin with the Sarveshwara. So this 322 Sutra is Dhatur Dirvachanam Adhokshara Sannangyangshu. So I already explained this part. So the Sarveshwaras which cause reduplication are the pratyayas mentioned in Sutra 322 that begin with the Sarveshwara. Thus, this rule applies when any of the Adhokshara pratyayas that begin with the Sarveshwara follows, when Ang follows, and when San that takes it follows. In this regard, one should remember that since it is Parasambandhin, when the Adhokshara pratyayas and San take it, they are considered to begin with the Sarveshwara. There is no possibility of Yang taking it, for that is forbidden by Netya Sarveshwara Yoho. This rule does not apply when Yang follows, when San that does not take it follows, or when the Adhokshara pratyayas Thal, Va, Ma, Se, Dve, Vahe, and Mahe, which do not take it follow, since all these pratyayas do not begin with the Sarveshwara. This rule, so I hope it is partially clear till here, if not fully. So when we apply this sutra, this current sutra, this rule makes it clear.
I'm looking in the book and I'm trying to see where are you reading from.
This is page 416.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. This rule makes it clear that the various replacements like Govinda, Vrishnindra, and so on actually take place before the reduplication. This is really important to understand this sutra. This rule makes it clear that the various replacements like Govinda, Vrishnindra, and so on actually take place before the reduplication. Like in Chitta Yuktranal, first we did Govinda and then we did reduplication. So, and that they are treated like the original only when reduplication is being done. So in Chit, the E Rama took Govinda. So that A was considered original when reduplication was done in Nara. So that they are treated like the original only when reduplication is being done, not after that. Technically, this sutra should have been given earlier. Even Matsyavta Prabhu is saying the same thing, Sangshodhini, that this sutra should have been given earlier, because without this sutra, Govinda, Vishnendra and so on have to be done after the reduplication to achieve the correct form. For example, if in the formation of Chicheta, so they are also taking the same example, we did the Govinda first and then the reduplication. Okay, for example, if in the okay, for example, if in the formation of Chicheta in Vritti 336, we did the Govinda first and then the reduplication, the Govinda Che wouldn't be considered Sthanivad because the Kara Sutra had not been given at that time, right? Like there, if we had done the Govinda first and then the reduplication, then in reduplication, we would have got Che, not Chi, because this sutra was not introduced then.
Yeah, these sutras are non-commutative.
I mean, it generally doesn't happen in Harinamamrta, so this is one of it. So thus, when reduplication takes place, we would get the Nara Che. And because the rule Narasya Vamana is only given later, as Sutra 375, there would be no way to make the Nara Chi. Thus, we would be stuck with Che Cheta, an incorrect form. Therefore, now that this sutra has been given, one should reformulate Chicheta, Pusphota, etc. so that the Govinda is done first and it's treated like the original at the time of reduplication. So I hope now it makes some sense, the sutra. So first we do all the karyas, whatever is happening to the Sarveshwara in Narayana, either it is Govinda, Vishnendra, whatever. Required, we have a pratyaya beginning with Sarveshwara following, which is the cause of reduplication. And after doing Govinda, Vishnendra, and whatever karya there may be, then we do Sthanivat reduplication. Sthanivat reduplication. So please read it again if you do not understand completely. So
No, means what I understood is that we were already following this rule before without our knowledge, the way it was introduced in this book. Means there was an option to make it Checheta, but somehow it did not occur to us.
Means earlier we were doing, like, if this was the earlier what we were doing, Chit Yuktandal. So we were doing reduplication first, and then after reduplication we were transforming the Sarveshwara, whatever Govinda, Vishnendra was done. But this sutra is saying that no, before reduplication,
Chicheta only, no? Where would there be opportunity to make it Checheta?
yeah, that would be if, like earlier, let's say this is Chi. Now if I do Govinda here first, because Nal is following, and then if I reduplicate it, now here we are getting Checheta.
Yeah. So we are following this sutra in that case and getting the wrong form.
Means the point is, now we have to follow this sutra, this concept, that first we do either Govinda, Vishnendra, whatever, and then we do Sthanivat reduplication.
Okay, so this sutra is given here because Chicheta had to be created correctly.
Not only Chicheta, not only Chicheta, any form. I'm just taking Chicheta as an example, but it's for all the forms.
Forms till Chicheta have to be done correctly. That is why this rule is given at this point. Is
yes.
Because suppose before Bhudhatu they had given this rule. When we came to Chi, we would do it Che and then we would get the wrong one.
Right. So now this is like the correct way of doing these adhokshara and reduplication things. So it will get more clearer actually as we move ahead. Like the first time I studied this sutra, practically, let's say for a couple of months, I couldn't get this sutra. And every time I would approach someone to explain it to me, like my Guruji, one brahmachari, one fellow student, classmate, they would all try their best, but I still couldn't get this particular sutra. So
I think you've explained it well, because I mean, it seems clear to me now.
so I think maybe just 2 or 3 years back I got to know it properly when I started teaching it. So yeah, this sutra was something like this. These wordings here. Yeah, Dvirvachana Nimitta Sarveshwara Paramatre. Even I couldn't get what does it mean, Dvirvachana Nimitta Sarva. And it is so simple now. So things actually uncover, they also take time. It's not like just in one go. But yeah, we should never. So now we will do it again. 1-1. Idi Dhatu.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that's, I mean, that part is not clear. What would be different there?
Yeah, now we'll do it again by this latest method, and which is like the most correct. So Idi Dhatu we had. So first of all, Iramid Dhatur Num, we will insert Num. So Na comes here. Vishnu Padantasya Nasya Masya Cha Vishnu Chakram Vaishnave. And Vishnu Chakrasya Hari Venu Vishnu Varge Vishnu Padantasya Tuva. So we get Ind. Now because we have Ind, so we apply the sutra Richa Varjita Gurvishwarade Rama Dhokshaje. Krishna, just 1 minute. Yeah. So when we have this form Ind, so yesterday I was saying, like, I don't know if that's true or not, but the word India looks to be having this root. So in any case, Ind, and then we apply Richa Varjita Gurvishwar Ade Ram Adhokshaje. So when we have Adhokshaja Pratyay following it, so because this is a dhatu which begins with an Ishvara, that is Guru, Trivikrama, so we insert Am. So we have Indam Yukt Nal. And then we apply Amaha Kri Bhvastayo Anuprayajante, which was the sutra next to that one, from which we inserted Am. So after Am, we supply these 3 dhatus like sequentially. So the first one we did was Kri, right? We did Kri? Yeah, we did Kri. So
Yes.
Kri. So first is Kri. Now Indam Yukta Kri Yukta Nal. So first, now Nal is an Adhokshaja Pratyaya, which is beginning with the Sarveshwara, because we do not actually count the indicative letters. So it begins with the Sarveshwara and actually it also ends with the Sarveshwara. It's just one Varna. Oh, Krishna. So Indam Yukta Kri Yukta Nal. So what I was saying, yes. So Nal is an Adhokshaja Pratyaya, which is a cause of reduplication, and it begins with the Sarveshwara. So we will apply this current sutra here, sutra number 373. So this is right. So here we will do the Karya, Sarveshwara Karya first. And what is the Sarveshwara Karya in this case? Antasya Vrashnindro Nirsinghe. Ri will turn into R because Nal is a Nrisingha Pratyaya which is following it. Okay. So we do it Kar. And then we do the reduplication. But the reduplication will be Sthanivat, Kri. The reduplication will be Sthanivat. Sthanivat means that Sarveshwara will be reduplicated, but in its original form. So Kri, Hri Rama. Okay. I hope it is easy to digest. And
Yeah.
even if it is not, then
Far.
I won't be surprised because it was not for me as well. So we do sthanivat, reduplication, then nara riramasya aramaha. The rirama of nara changes to a. We also did this sutra, right? Yesterday we did. Yes, nara riramasya arama. We did it yesterday. The rirama at nara becomes a. And ka varga narasya cha varga. So it changes to cha. So we get indam chakara. So here amamasya harivenu. So first of all we apply avishnu padantasya nasya masya cha vishnu chakram vaishnavi. Ma turns into Vishnu chakra. And then amamasya harivenu vedirva. And then this is one form, and optionally we will apply Vishnu chakra se harivenur. Vishnu varge Vishnu padantasya tuva. So it will be indam chakara. So this is how we get now two forms, indam chakara and indam chakara. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's like a derivation. Got it, I think.
Then 1, 2. Again, Idi Parameshwarye. So we do the same thing here, like Iramid Dhaturnum, and we get Ind. Then the next pratyay is Atus. So we supply Am. Richavarjita Gurvishwaradi Ramadhokshaji. Then, so we are still continuing with Kri Dhatu here. We'll come to Bhu and Asa after this. So here, will there be any karya on this Rirama? Atus is Kapila. Asanyoga Dalida Dhokshaja Kapila. So Ishasya na Govinda Vrishnindra Kansarishu. So we can't do any Govinda here by Antasya Dhatur Antasya Govinda Pratyay. And Vrishnindra, there is no sutra even. So here we will apply Ridvam Rah. It will become Ra. Sandhi Sutra. And then we do the reduplication Sthanivat. Because Atus is also beginning with the Sarveshwara, which causes reduplication. So we do this. Then Narari Ramasya Aramaha. Kavarga Narasya Chavarga. And we get Indang Chakratuhu. Chakratus and then Sararamyur Chakratuhu. And again, two forms here. One time Vishnu Chakra and one time this nasal, this Indang, the Harivenu of Chavarga. Indang Chakratuhu. Okay. 2.1. Okay, 2.1 is also, yeah, so it's the same now for Kri. I'll show you Bhu now. So Idi Dhatu. So first of all, it becomes Ind. We know how. Then Nal. Then we supply Am. So we have done Kri. So now we bring in bhu. So bhu will be easy for us because we have already declined bhu dhatu. So the declension will be the same. So indam yukta bhu yukta nal. And then what we do is so here there is a change to this u, and that is bhuva bhuv bhutesha dhokshaya sarveshware. It becomes uv by that sutra. And then we do the reduplication sthanivat. Then we had a sutra bhuva bhuv bhutesha. No, what was that sutra? Yeah, it was bhu narasya bho dhokshaji. That at nara, the bhu changes to bha. Bhu narasya bho dhokshaji. And then hari khadgasya hari kamalam. And we get indam babhuva. So again, two forms here. One time, so it will become Vishnu Chakra. And another time, Vishnu Chakra se hari venur. So we get indam babhuva. So because ba belongs to pavarga and the hari venu of pavarga is ma, so ma. Indam babhuva. And likewise.
Oh, so then kru, I mean, if we had done the dhatu kru, then this is just, we just have indam, and then we, just have all of the
Adhokshaja forms.
the conjugations of the adhokshaja conjugation of kru.
Yeah, you can say that. The forms are the same.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then there's this thing with the Vishnu chakra.
Yeah. So we have not done Kri Dhatu yet. It will come in the 10th Gana. That's way far. But we have done Bhu. So we know Bhu. And the third one, As, is, so we have Idi Dhatu, again, which turns into Ind, Yukternal, and we supply Am. Now we insert As Dhatu. As, so first of all, we do the Karya here, that is Uddhavaramasya Vrishnindra Nrisinghe. It turns into Vrishnindra. The Uddhava Ram takes Vrishnindra when any Nrisingha Pratyaya is following. Then we do the Sthanivat reduplication, which is A. And then the Shavatare Katmake Litva Trivikrama, so it ultimately becomes A. And we just combine everything and we get Indamasa. So now because this is Sarveshwara, so this just remains Ma. No change. So only one form here, Indamasa. And likewise. In BBT books, and also maybe in some other publications, so ideally this is like one word now, like Indamasa, Indam Babhuva, Indam Chakratu. But you will find I know of BBT publications, not much of others. They actually separate it. So they write it like as if they are two words. But they are one words. And you will find many of them in Vedabase if you just search any. Yeah. So this was the sutra, and here are the forms. So they have given one form. They have not given the Vishnu Chakra form, but that's also there. So Indang, Chakara, Ityadi, and here. So please put some efforts on this sutra or these forms. Then it will be easy for me to explain it whenever it comes next time.
So in English, we sometimes have an auxiliary verb like have done, has done. So it's kind of like that, although quite a bit more involved.
Maybe. Yeah, means first of all, there is a concept, and that's like a truth, a fact, that in every activity, there is inherent kri dhatu in it. For example, I'm eating. Aham khadami. So I'm doing the act of eating, So there is that inherent kri dhatu sense in all the dhatus. Because any kriya, any verb, any action we are performing, so we have that kri dhatu element in it, which is to do the act of eating, to do the act of walking, running, and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Right, and then the other two are being, which that's also, I mean, in English, sometimes the auxiliary verb is to be. I am done. I am gone.
Yeah, I'm done, I'm gone. So yes, that was it. Then yeah, the next dhatu is ukha gatau. So please practice idhi dhatu. Yeah. So ukha gatau. So uk yukta tip, shap, laghudavasya govinda, and we get okhati. Okhati. Okay. Here's some. Okay, is it clear till now? Any clarification, any question?
It seems there's lots of dhatus that have the same meaning. Is it really completely the same? Like, is ut is exactly the same as uk?
No, actually, so the gloss is like gati. You will find so many gati artha dhatus, but they have really different meanings, either subtle on a subtle level or really on a gross level. Yeah. For example, let's say gam dhatu. So gam dhatu also means gati, to go, gachati. Then let's say we have a dhatu Sri dhatu. So that is also gati, but that is gati actually means movement. So Sri is like flowing, but that's also a movement. Then there is a dhatu, or let's say nipata. So that's dhav, which means to run, dhavati. But that's also gati, a movement. So in that way. Yeah.
And then for this uk?
Uk, we can look up words if we get something. So uk. It doesn't give like an example of it, but yeah. To go move.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I just was going through this Samshodhani as you were teaching here.
Right.
So such negligence is faulty because the change of Harivenu is actually the normal thing to do. So does it mean that although it is normal, but nobody follows that, and Jiva Goswami also did not follow that? I did not understand that part.
Which one?
Currently, Jiva Goswami has changed the Harivenu, that is Indam, he has made it Indang
Okay.
Chakara.
Right.
Yeah. Such negligence is faulty because the change to Harivenu is actually normal thing to do, since Vishnu Chakra is not at the end of a Vishnu Pada. So this what negligence is Prabhuji speaking about? I did not.
Where? In which line?
Here only at the end, at the last part of this Samshodhan of 372.
Of 372.
Yes. Yes, true. You can read from beginning and Indam Babhuva here only.
So such, okay. Okay, let's read it. So this is the similar point which I was mentioning. Modern English books on Sanskrit grammar call this special adhokshara form made with am and the dhatus do cream bhuvas the periphrastic perfect. However, their explanation of this form is defective in two ways. First of all, they treat the form as if it were two separate words, and thus they insert a space between the dhatu ending in am and the dhatu do cream bhu or as I already said to you. So the right forms are Indang Chakara, Indang Babhuva, and Indang Asa, but they will write it like Indang space Chakara, Indang space Babhuva, and Indang space Asa respectively. This is faulty because, as Amrita points out above, the dhatu ending in am is not a separate Vishnupada, and thus it should not be separated by a space. So furthermore, when the dhatu asa is used by itself in adhokshara, it is replaced by the dhatu bhu in accordance with astir. So this is something which will come ahead. Yeah, so the same point I was mentioning about written here. Yeah, even BBT does that.
Yeah, now it's clear for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll write to Dravida Prabhu. So I have some contact with him. So maybe he can work on it. Yeah.
Oh, did he work on this book?
No, Dravid Prabhu is BBTI editor, I believe.
Yeah, I know him, but I didn't. But you're saying to work on it in the BBT edition.
Yeah, means I'll just suggest him this particular suggestion. So maybe he can consider it. Okay, so Okati. In other classes, like half of our classes, they go on with doubts and clarifications. Here, I think everyone is like super intelligent. But that's fine.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have more doubts when there's more examples.
Oh, maybe. So, means with dhatus, it's like practice, and let's say a shloka or any commentary. So out of 10 words, 9 words are like adjectives, nouns, visheshanas, obvious, this and that. Only 1 or 2 words you'll find like proper finite verbs. So the usage is comparatively very less, but yeah, it's important. Okay, we'll do this next time. And okay, one more thing is okay, so next time we'll do that thing. So please, you can practice and in the declensions and the forms. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 35. Yes. Yadatra kriyate karma bhagavat paritoshanam jnanam yat tadadhinam hi bhakti yoga samanvitam. So Narad Muni continuing his instructions to Srila Vyasadeva. Atra bhagavat paritoshanam bhagavat priti artham anushtitam yat karma kriyate tad adhinam bhagavat tushti karma vasham hi yaj jnanam bhagavat jnanam tad bhakti yoga samanvitam. Bhakti, what is this? Bhakti yoga deva. Oh, this should be bhakti yoga deva bhavati. So
Oh, sorry, I don't know how I did that.
so that's 35. Can you just read it and translate this one? Bhagwanir.
ভগবানের সন্তোষের নিমিত্ত যে যে কর্ম এই সংসারে অনুষ্ঠিত হয়, শ্রবণ কীর্তন আদি রূপ ভক্তিযুক্ত যে ভাগবত জ্ঞান, সেই জ্ঞান নিশ্চয়ই সেই ভগবত সন্তোষজনক কর্মের অব্যভিচারী ফল. I actually don't know this word abhabichari. But so as instruments of the Lord's satisfaction, all those acts which in this world are executed, when so Jukta here is connected with in Bhakti Yoga with the knowledge of the Lord beginning with Shravan and Kirtan, then that knowledge is definitely so for the acts which are for the which are generating the satisfaction of the Lord. They are then there's this abhyabhichari fruit. But what is abhyabhichari?
Okay, so
I should know that word, but I don't know.
Yeah, abhyabhichari is like
Oh, so they're the fruit without fail. Okay.
Yeah. So atra bhagavad paritoshanam yat karma kriyate. So this verse is saying that any karma, any action, not any, but ye je karma, the karmas which we perform while being here in this world sansara for with bhagwane santoshir nimitta, for the satisfaction of the Lord, with that aim of satisfying the Lord. So such karmas, when they are okay, Shravana Kirtanadi Roop Bhakti Rukta Jai Bhagavad Gyan. So when we perform such karmas for the sake of the Lord or for his satisfaction, then the fruit or the what was abhyabhichari? We talked of. The
Without fail.
the unfailing fruit of such dedicated samarpita karma is the jnana, is the knowledge. Yeah. What kind of knowledge? It's Bhagavad Gyan. It's the knowledge about the Lord and his devotees and the paraphernalia. And that Bhagavad Gyan is yukta, is conjoined with bhakti, which is how do you say rupa, which is like indicated or classified. Yeah, indicate bhakti, which is shravana kirtanadi rupa bhakti. Iti artha.
So in the Anvaya, what is the function of the word vashang? Vashang is controlled, I guess, or something. What is the function? Why is that there?
So tad adhinam hi yaj jnanam bhagavat tushti karma vasham. So the Bhagavad Gyan is it's like Bhagavad Gyan, the knowledge about the Lord comes first of all. Philosophically, it means that Bhagavad Gyan comes after one performs Bhagavad Tushti karma, the karmas for the satisfaction of the Lord. So in this way, Bhagavad Tushti karma vasham Bhagavad Gyanam. The Bhagavad Gyan is under the vasha of such acts done for the satisfaction of the Lord.
Okay, so I would say that in this case, this knowledge is concomitant to having done those acts.
Yeah. And that jnana is bhakti yoga samanvitam, is samanvitam is yuktam, again is conjoined with bhakti yoga, which is characterized by shravana kirtan ityadi. Okay. Then 36. Kurvana yatra karmani bhagavat chikshaya sakrit grananti gunanamani krishnasya anusmaranti cha. Yatra yada Bhagavat, I think that's Bhagavat Shikshaya. So that's Cha, not Cha. Cha and then Cha. So Yatra Yada Bhagavat.
Right. It should have been aspirated. Sorry.
Bhagavat Shikshaya Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi iti Gitayam Sakshat Bhagavad Uktaya Ritya Karmani Kurvana Bhavanti Tada Krishnasya Gunanamani Asakrit Varam Varam Grinanti Kirtayanti Anusmaranti Cha Chintayanti Cha. So So wherever one performs the karmas, the prescribed duties according to the instructions of the Lord, Bhagavat Shikshaya, Bhagavatah Shiksha Taya Shikshaya. So, and what are the Lord's instructions? So the gloss says in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord's instructions are Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi Ityadi. Whatever you do, whatever you perform, whatever you eat, you do it for me. So one who performs the acts in such a way, then Krishnasya Guna Namani Varam Varam Kirtayanti Anusmaranti Cha Chintayanti Cha. So at such places, so such a person, he chants, or I would say he can chant Kirtayanti, he can remember Smaran Chintayanti profusely, Varam Varam, about the holy names, the qualities, ityadi of Shri Krishna. How does Srila Prabhupada translates it? While performing duties according to the order of Shri Krishna, Okay, Kurvana is like, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One constantly remembers him, his names, and his qualities. Okay, so it's connected in this way. So while one performs his duties according to Bhagavad Shikshaya, Shiksha, so one constantly remembers the Lord and his names and his qualities.
What was
Riti, Ritya is the word
Ritya.
is, yeah, the word is Riti, and from Riti it comes like Ritya. So Riti is like a tradition, a ritual, literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Riti. You know, we say Riti Rivas. In India, we say. So, text 37. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya Namah Sankarshanaya Cha. Om Om is the Pranava. Vasudevaya Pradyumnaya Sankarshanaya Niruddhaya Bhagavate Tubhyam. Hey Krishna, Evam. I think this should be Evam Bhutaya. Yeah, Evam Bhutaya. Evam Tubhyaya.
Oh, yeah.
Evam
Oops.
Bhutaya.
Sorry.
Chatur Vyuhatmakaya Te Namaha Dhimahi Manasa Namanam Kurvimahi. So, so I offer my obeisances to Shri Krishna. Hey, so to Shri Krishna, who is Chaturvyuhatmaka, who is Chaturvyuhatmaka, Chaturvyuhatmaka, who manifests himself in these four forms: Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Sankarshna, Aniruddha. So I offer my obeisances to Shri Krishna, who manifests himself in these four forms, which is known as Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Sankarshna, Aniruddha. Then Te Namaha Manasa Namanam Dhimahi. So I offer my obeisances even from my mind, Manasa. Basically, I meditate. So Dhimahi also. It's interesting that that meditation is like we are offering obeisances mentally, as I can understand from here. So yeah, obeisances. Text 38. Iti murtya vidhanena mantra murtimamurtikam yajate yajna purusham sa samyak darshanah puman. यह इति मूर्ति विधानेन वासुदेवादीनां चतुर्णाम यह इति.
Did I miss something?
No, I was just thinking of the continuation of the shlokas.
Oh, okay.
Because suddenly Narad Muni is telling, he's instructing Vyasadeva about different things, and then suddenly he gave that mantra, the previous one, this one, Om Namah Bhagavate. And so I was thinking here, then why suddenly he's giving this mantra, or why he's like offering obeisances suddenly. So felt out of context to me, but it's a continuation. So yaha iti murti avidhanena vasudevadinam chaturunam nama chatushtaya samanvitena mantrena mantra murti mantra sarupam this should be amurtikam, I believe. Yeah, amurtikam mantra mantrokta vyatirikta murti shunyam mantra ukta vyatirikta murti shunyam. What is that? Mantra ukta vyatirikta. यज्ञ पुरुषम सर्वदेव पूज्यम आदि पुरुषम यजते सपुमान सम्यक दर्शन प्रकृत ज्ञानवान भवति. I'm clear. I'm just thinking of this amurtikam. Okay, I'll just translate it and we'll just see the Bangla version of it also. So one yaha who worships yajate, the Yajna Purusha, the Lord of sacrifice, the Supreme Lord who is worshipped by all the demigods. He is known as Adi Purusha. So one who worships such Adi Purusha Bhagavan in his mantra sarupa, in his mantra sarupa, with this mantra which I have given to you, the mantra given in the previous verse, which consists of the Chaturvyuha, Chaturvyuha's names, Vasudev Ityadi Chaturnam Nam Chatushtaya Samavitena Mantrena. So one who worships with this mantra, the mantra Sarupa, the Yajna Purusha, the Adi Purusha, such person, Sahapuman, he is Samyak Darshanaha. He is the complete knower actually. He is Prakrita Jnanvan. He is a knower by... Prakrita Jnanvan is like Samyak. He knows well. He knows completely. He knows in totality or he knows in actuality. Prakrita. Bhavati. He becomes such a knowledgeable person completely. So we'll just go to the Bangla one and see the translation there. 38 Kurvana Yatra Karmani. This one is done again and yes. Ei Roop Vasudevadi Chari Murti Namatmak Mantra Dara Jini Mantrokta Chinmaya Rupi अच्छा अथवा प्राकृत मूर्ति रहित यज्ञेश्वर के पूजा करें से व्यक्ति सर्वभूते श्री भगवत दर्शन हेतु समद्रिक. Same thing. So a person who puja karen, who worships the Yajneshwar, the Lord of the sacrifices, who doesn't have any material body, material form, prakrita murti rahit. So one who worships such Lord through this mantra which I have given you, which comprises of the Chaturvyuhas, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Sankarshana. So such a person, he is well qualified, is the knower, Sri Bhagavad Darshana Hetu Samadrik. He is like, according to the Anvaya here, he is Prakrita Jnanvan, he is Samyak Darshana. He becomes actually knowledgeable. So here Amurtikam is translated as one who doesn't have the material form.
Oh, material. Okay.
Yeah.
So this Vyatirekta was described by that mantra, or?
So in this case, if we literally translate this gloss, then it would be, so the Lord which so here it is considered like a mantra sarupa, like a Shabda Brahma. The gloss here indicates at the Shabda Brahma, the mantra sarup of the Lord, which doesn't have any form and it's the mantra form. But in the translation in the Bangla version, they are also taking actually two meanings. If you see, Mantrokta Chinmaya Rupi Athva Prakrita Murti Rohit. So they are also taking two meanings of the same word.
I see. Okay. So, but I was just asking about the word Vyatirikta. It just means...
Vyatirikta is accept without, literally.
Okay, without.
Text 39. Imam swanigamam brahman navityamadanushthitam. Navidya? Brahman navitya. Okay, Brahman avityamadanushthitam. Adan me jnanam aishwaryam swasmin bhavam cha Keshava. Hey Brahman, Keshava Harihi. Oh Krishna. Imam purvokta prakaram swanigamam swapadesham madunashtitam maya samyak pratipalitam avitya jnatva me mahyam jnanam aishwaryam bhakti yoga aishwaryam saswin bhavam pritincha adadat dattavan. Oh, oh, I have another class and the devotees messaged me. Okay. Just a minute, please. Yeah. So Narad Muni is telling that, oh Brahman, the Lord Hari Keshava. Okay, because 2 verses left, I don't want to rush here. I wanted to complete this, but we'll do it in the next class. Yeah. So yeah, let's let Narad Muni complete the chapter next week.
I guess just one question: why is it Brahman and not Brahman?
So it's Brahmana. Yeah, Brahmana is also a word. Brahman is also a word. So
Yeah, but I thought Brahman was referring to the Parabrahma. I thought it was a different word. Oh, I see. It can also be Brahman. Okay.
Yeah, it can also mean Brahmana. A Brahman is known of Vedic text, ityadi. So it can mean Brahmana even. Okay, so Hare Krishna will meet next Saturday. So
Great, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.